Hi everybody. Monica here from Beach Mountain Soap. Today I am just going to make some soap for home, but this is a hot process method. I have my water, distilled water, I think it's 4 ounces, and in it I have 2 tablespoons of raw brown sugar, and I'm going to dissolve my lye in this. And the sugar, the purpose for the sugar is to add additional bubbles. And I know some of you guys are watching saying, oh, she doesn't have on a mask, she's going to be choked. Yes, that is true. It can cause some type of lung irritation, but I would say I'm in a somewhat ventilated room, but I'll be alright. So I've added my lye water. And here I have my oils, and this is my master batch of oils. And I'll show you guys in another video how I put my oils together. I add everything in, the butters, along with the liquid oils, and I'll, let you guys know how I get it all melted when I'm ready for it. And I'm really liking the way that I put it together. But again, this is my lye water with sugar, 2 tablespoons of brown raw sugar. And here I have some sodium lactate, and this is about 1.6 ounces. This is 5%. I have 32 ounces of oils, so that was 5% of the 32 ounces. And I also have a fragrance, and this is a blend of fragrance oil as well as essential oil. It's my goodness, I can't believe I can't remember it. It is Crafter's Choice from Wholesale Supplies Plus, and it's Sandalwood and Patchouli fragrance oil, and I added some sweet orange essential oil. And I did that because, again, this is going to be used for the home. Both male and female are using it, and I thought the Sandalwood and Patchouli was a little bit too masculine for me, so I added that sweet orange to tone it down. And right now I just took the temperature of my oils, and they're at 204 degrees, which is a little high, which is no big deal. And my lye water is at 182 degrees. So I'm going to add that. And for those of you who don't know, again, the sugar is supposed to add more bubbles to your bar of soap, and it also increases the temperature of your soap batter once you start to blend it. So in this right here, I'm going to use this right here to just blend up really quickly. This is the stick that I use. And the sodium lactate acts as a harder bar, and I think somewhere I read it may give you both. But anyhow, I need it for it to be a harder bar, and even though I'm doing a hot process, I should be able to use this in about a week or 2 because I do have a dehumidifier. I live in the South, so right now it's been cloudy and misty for the past week or so, and my dehumidifier has been sucking the moisture out of the air. So I'm going to just blend this up really quickly, guys. And for those of you who know how to hot process, you know the method. So I want to show you guys something, and I'm not sure. For those of you who probably don't, is not familiar with the processes of making hot process soap, but I'm just going to pause the video, and I want to show you guys how I make, let me see. Again, it's not palm. So, which I can't figure out why. Go figure. Just because I needed to. On my test run it did. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Perfect example, guys. That high temperature, this is what I'm dealing with. The oils were at a high temperature and the live water. And, of course, adding the sugar. And not paying attention. Everyone has had a volcano. So, thank goodness I was here and somewhat paying attention, but just that quickly, as I looked away to play with the remote for my camera, my mixture started to volcano over, which is no big deal. I'll just clean that up and we'll call it done. Just a good cleanup. And again, this is a perfect example of, this is for those newbies, why you should not walk away from your project. And I'm going to clean this up really quickly because I don't want to lose any batter. And again, this is for home use. The table is clean. I washed it down really well with alcohol prior to starting. So again, this is nothing that I'm selling. This is just for home use. So of course, if you were selling it, you wouldn't scoop this out. But just for cleanup purposes. Well, and again, this is why you wear long sleeves and long garments for this reason. Because in addition to it volcanoing over, I'm splattering batter on me, trying to keep it from volcanoing up. So, got most of that up. Got the side of the crock pot. And this is another thing, guys. You want to get this cleaned up as soon as possible. Because once this batter starts to get hard, it is very difficult to try to clean it up. You'll basically have to scrape it and get it up. But for the most part, I've gotten it up. I have a crease in my table, so I'll have to fold the table and get it up. But again, this is a perfect example. Being preoccupied with the camera remote. So I've gotten all that up and test my temperature again. Right now this crock pot is on I'm coming around. It's on a low setting, and this one, it really gets really hot. And it's just a Hamilton Beach. I don't know how many quarts, but it's really hot. And the soap batter, and that's on low. The soap batter with the addition of the sugar has caused it to bubble up. I really wanted everybody to see how it... I'll be back. Okay guys, I'm back. And I just wanted to show you how it looks in the pot. And again, this is on low setting in this crock pot. And as you can see, it's bubbling over. Right now it's looking okay. I'm not going to do this stick blend fluid process or anything like that. I blended it up. I'm just going to go through the normal hot process. So I don't want to stand here and stick blend and cover and come back. I have time enough today that I can just sit for maybe 30 minutes to an hour and have this cook. Like I said, my crock pot is really it's really efficient as far as the heat. It gets really hot. So I'll come back and show you guys some other stages if I don't forget. But other than that, I just wanted to show you. And again, make sure you will watch this. I'm not going to go away. I'm going to still be in the same room with it, while it's still doing its thing on my computer. But again, this is how it's looking. It's bubbling over. I'm going to turn it down on warm. Then I'm going to watch it and see if I need to turn it up or whatever the case may be. So I'll bring you guys back. Okay guys, I'm bringing you back. What I want to show you is, and I don't know if you can see it, I might be blocking my light, but it's been about maybe 20 minutes and my oils are they're showing at 176, but I've had the lid off the crock pot. I don't know you guys could see that well enough, but my oils are starting to separate. And usually that's an easy fix. I don't know if you can see that. See how the oils are separating, or if you can see this. See the little bit of oils that's in there, right? You see that? So with that, and forgive me for the shakiness because I'm holding the tripod with one hand and trying to stir with the other. So to get that mixed back up, even though it appeared to be gelling, it's still quite fluid, and I'm sure that's from the sodium lactate. So I just wanted to show you guys that, just to give you an idea of what's going on. It's really separating. So what I'm going to do is just take my stick blender and I'm going to blend it up a little bit, and then we'll come back to that. Okay guys, I just showed you how my oils were separating, and if you remember from earlier, I said that this crock pot gets really hot. I turned it down to warm, and it was up to about 213. Now I'm stirring this, and let me stop stirring. So I'm getting a reading of about 180, 189, 190. So what I'm going to do is just stir this back together. And I want to be very careful, because if you remember before, it volcanoed on me. And it's pretty thick. If you guys are familiar with how the batter sounds when it's going through its stages. But I just want to get those oils incorporated back in there. So, and as you can see, the stick is really thick. But I was concerned about the separation of those oils, which probably really should not have been a concern. But that's just me. And it's really gelled. It was gelling up, but it just had a lot of oils on the top, and I just wanted to make sure I got those incorporated back into the mixture. So I guess I'll go ahead and just stir by hand instead of using the stick blender. But like I said, I want to raise it up a little bit more, the temperature that is. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it back on low to get it up a little bit more. And I'm thinking maybe another 20 minutes of cook should do it. And that probably would be longer than I needed to. But I'm not really in any type of super hurry. And then I'll show you guys how I'm testing this to make sure everything is cooked out. So, and I probably shouldn't have used that stick because it still have some oils on it. But with that being said, see, can you guys see how fluid this is? And this is hot process. And anybody who knows that makes hot process soap knows how thick and glumpy the soap gets when you're working with it. So I'll come back to you guys and we'll probably wrap it up when I get back. It's funny because I can pause this thing, but I can hit play and it'll play all day, but it won't pause. Okay guys, I'm back. I've taken the, I've lost one of my gloves, but that's okay. I took the crock pot out of the housing, and I guess you guys can see that, and I just let it sit. So the temperature, it should be ready, but I'm going to test it. It says 186, and that's without me stirring it up. So I'm going to stir it up, and it's really quite fluid. You guys can see how that's shaking. So what I'm going to do right now, and I hope it turns out the way that I want it to, I'm just going to take a little bit of the, let me just bring this back a little bit and bring this forward so you guys can see. I'll move this to the side. And what I need has fallen. So what this is, I have right here is just a little bit. I'm trying to see if I can. This is just a little bit of the soap batter, if you can see that. And what I'm going to do is, I'm sorry you guys, I'm bending down. Dropped something, and I just want to test it to make sure that the lye is all out of it. So this is a bottle of phenolphthalein, and I'm just going to drop it. I don't know if it's showing up. Dropping it on the soap, and as you can see, it's a little bit of pink in there, and that's not too disturbing, I would guess, to say to me. So if you guys can see that, it's not a little bit disturbing. So I'll test another batch, and this time I'll use the end of the stick, because I did have some old soap on there, and if need be, I can still go ahead and let it cook a little more. Okay, I did a drop on that. I don't know if you guys could see that. And that right there is clear. So, with that, if you guys can see, that's the second one. No pink. And we're going to call that finished. I'm not going to use that phenolphthalein over there. So with that being said, I'm going to get another, I'll get another spoon. Put that there, and it's amazing how that showed through that pink. But anyhow, turn this back. I'll cook that. And like I said, you guys, I wasn't really in a rush today. I'm just relaxing. So, adjust my camera just a tad bit. Bring this back up so you guys can see that a little bit better. What I have in this right here is cocoa butter and a little bit of vitamin E. So I'm just going to put that in there as my super fat. And I know I showed you guys the what was it? The oil blend that I had that I wanted to put in there. And I'll put that in there after this has melted. And I just want to get that super fat. And another thing is also, I tested the pH prior to putting this vitamin E oil and the cocoa butter in there, because I didn't want to get a distorted lye test. Now this batter should be warm enough to melt this cocoa butter. So I'm just helping it along. But it should be more than warm enough to melt that. And once the temperature, right now the temperature is showing at 182 degrees. I want to get that down probably another, and this is melting pretty quickly. I had several chunks. I only see 2. Oh, I see the third one. But as you can see, they're melting pretty fast. So mix that up. I probably should have did a little better by chopping up the cocoa butter a little more. But again, it's melting pretty fast. So I'm not really too concerned about that. And the fluidity is really, really nice. Again, that sodium lactate, it's working and doing its job. See the cocoa butter? See how quickly it's melting? See? So, and it was pretty firm and hard. I had to take one of my little knives and chop it off. And that was about 2 ounces of cocoa butter, and I think almost a little less of an ounce of vitamin E oil. But again, that's what we have there. So all that's pretty much melted. Now, okay, it's showing that the oils are at 169, 170, and my cocoa butter appears to have melted out completely. So I am going to, oh, it just smells so good, guys. You know when you add the the oils to your batter, and this look like it's causing it to separate or thin out a little more. So I'll just, I guess I should use a whisk, but I'll just stir that up. But back to the smell. Oh, if only we had the technology that we could smell things via computer, smartphones, smart TVs. This smells so wonderful. And I have to tell you guys, I love patchouli, I love sandalwood, but patchouli is like, I can pick it up a mile away. Somebody walk by and I'm like, do you have a patchouli? They're like, oh yeah, can you smell that? Yes, I can. It's 2 things that I pick up on. Patchouli, because I love it, and anchovies, because I do not like anchovies. But this smells really, really nice. And I think it would be a scent that will work for both a male and a female. And this is why I added a sweet orange. Although the patchouli and sandalwood smell really nice, as if, both a male and a female could use it, I added a little bit of sweet orange just to soften it, I guess. But all of this is mixed up, and I'm going to use my Tall and Skinny mold. I got from, I think I got this from, I got this from Brambleberry. The bee is on it. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to pick this up, and I'm going to push my mold to the front. I don't want to push this too far, because I want you guys to see how it pours. And so you can see that it's a nice fluid pour. And I have my hand on here. It's kind of warm, so let me just make sure I grasp this in a manner that I can hold it. Whoa. And, whoop. Okay. And again, this is about I think this is about a 48-ounce batch after everything has been added, the waters and the lye and everything. And as you can see, that poured quite nicely. Something just fell on the floor. Oh, wow. This smells so nice, you guys. And, oh, wow. And again, this is for home. Like I said, I'm going to scrape every bit of it out. And one thing about these molds also, even though they do hold up well better than some of the other brands, they do tend to bow out a little bit, which is no big deal. And this was perfect. So everything is fitting nicely. And guys, don't do this at home, because I have this this crop pressed up against my chest. Like I said, it's a little warm, but I'll survive. It won't be there long. And I just want to scrape all of this out and make sure I get it all out. Oh, it smells so good. And I know you guys are wondering, why is she working with one glove? Because I can't find my other one. I might have thrown it in the trash. So, and again, the lye is has been neutralized, so I'm not worried about any irritation. So, again, scraped everything out. I'm going to get all that in there. And I'm going to tap it down. Smooth it out. And this table that I have is it's not level. It kind of bows in the middle. Again, I'm really loving. And again, I don't too much care about the top. We're going to use this for home. And oops. Going to use this for home. And I just want to, I'm going to come around and bring my camera, raise the camera up so you guys can see what it looks like. If you can see that, it really looks nice. And again, this is for my home use. I'm using a brambleberry. I can't remember. I'm assuming that it may be a 4-pound mold. So my batter, I used 32 ounces of oils. After everything, according to Soap Calc, it would have been 49 ounces of soap batter. But given evaporation and things to that nature, it's just right about, I guess, 4 pounds. So this is my hot process sandalwood, patchouli, and sweet orange. This will be used for home use, but in the future I will make some, and it'll be available on my Etsy store, which is Beach Mountain Soaps. And as well as I have a website that I'm working on getting up, and that is also called Beach Mountain Soaps. And again, thank you for watching. Peace and blessings, and please come back and watch again. Okay guys, I'm back, and this is just a test to see how it lathers. I brought the camera to the bathroom so that we can have access to water. So this is just a little bit that I scraped off the spoon. I put the loaf in the freezer to warm it down. So I'm going to do a lather test here. Okay. And this is what we have here. And this is just the remnants of what I scraped out. It's still a little soft. And I know once it gets hard, we'll have a better lather here. But as you can see, it's nice and creamy. The Master Batch that I use is really not that bubbly. It's more so creamy. And that was one that I've been working on, that I've been using for the winter months. But as you can see, the soap is fully cooked. It's bubbly, creamy, and it smells wonderful. So I just wanted to bring you guys and let you see how it lathers. And again, thank you for joining me. Sandalwood, patchouli and sweet orange hot process soap. Nice. And of course, by adding the, oh man, it's so soft, by adding the cocoa butter and the vitamin E at the end, it's really, really soft. But again, that's how it lathers, and thanks again for watching. Alright guys, I'm back. It's been a little bit over 24 hours on this Sandalwood, Patchouli, and Orange hot process soap that I made yesterday, which was Wednesday. And today is Thursday. I have the soap in the mold, and again, like I said earlier, this is just going to be for home use. And as you can see also in the video, the soap volcanoed over for a couple of reasons. One, I wasn't watching it. Two, it was hot. Three, I added the sugar, which most definitely increased the temperature of the soap batter itself. But again, this is what it looks like. Just a loaf. Again, hot process. This will be for home use. And I use my my brambleberry, my new brambleberry tall and skinny mold. I don't know if you guys could see that, and it ended up being about 4 pounds. And so I'm just going to show you guys the cut here. And I did put it in the freezer for about 3 or 4 hours just to cool it down, and then I took it out to just let it cool down regularly. But this is it. It smells so good, you guys. I'm not going to worry about cleaning it up or anything like that, because again, it's for home use. And I do have a dehumidifier. I did not do a water discount. With that being said, this should be ready to use, because it's still kind of tacky. It should be ready to use within a week, I would say. Hard enough to use. But with my dehumidifier, it should dry it out nicely. It's been working overtime this past few days. But again, I thank you guys for coming on this journey with me. And this is my Sandalwood, Patchouli, and Orange hot process soap. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I hope you guys learned a couple of things from my mistakes, like the volcano, not paying attention, and things of that nature. But again, join me again next time for the next video. And thank you for watching. Please subscribe and share. This is Monica from Beach Mountain Soaps. You guys have a blessed day. Peace and blessings.